Hey, hey, hey. Well, it's Hanging with Oscar. I am here on my website and just wanted to talk about a few things. I was thinking, um, I'll come in a second. Hold on a minute. Here I am. Anyway, I was just thinking about different things that I'd like to share with whoever. And one of the things was, besides my music, is when I write my music, and I don't know if you even think about it, but well, what do I do? Do I put it on a pad? I've got pads like this that this isn't the right one, but I've got a pad over there that I use yellow notepads to start writing songs on. But when I finally get them down, I like to have them on the computer. I put them on I have a program called Tunesmith, which I'll show you here in a second. As soon as let me pull it up here. But Tunesmith, and I it's been kind of like a situation where I years ago I found a nice little program in which it was kind of like a word processor, but it would also make lead sheets, which was my biggest thing. um, there's another program out that I can't think of the name of it that I had bought into, and they first off charged a lot of money for it. But I got in with it. Gosh, what's the name of it? Writer or something. But anyway, it's advertised. It's advertised on some of these websites like American Songwriter. I think they advertise on that and in the magazine. But I was really disappointed because I bought into it early on when it first started. And one thing I wrote them and asked was if they were going to make it so that you could do lead sheets right within the program, that where you can put the chords and everything on there. And they never did. They never did over the years, so I eventually just dropped them because it didn't make sense for me to use this program to write the song, which it had like rhyming dictionary and different types of references in there. But once I got it all written, then I'd have to move everything into something else to try to write, to get a lead sheet made of it, or of the song. And that was a pain in my ass. That was such a pain in the ass. And I played around with a little freeware program in which you could write the song in it, and then you could actually put the chords in it, and it would print out a decent lead sheet. So I just didn't understand why they wouldn't do that, and especially now they're charging. I think they charge a crap load of money for the damn program. But what I found was something called Tunesmith. And Tunesmith itself is free, but it's connected. It has a rhyming dictionary that's connected to it called Rhyme Genie, which I think Rhyme Genie, I think you pay, could be 25 or 29 or $25 for the licensing of it, but then you can use it on three different machines, and with that, those two work together. So let me show you a little bit how it works. Um, Here. Do, 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 do. Let's see. We'll go here. Okay, so this is the interface for Tunesmith. This is Tunesmith, and when you start off, primarily you start off a song, and you can put your title in there, and then little information, and there's other stuff, other information that you can put into it. But this is the primary areas that I use, and then this gives you the copyright information that when you print it out, it prints out with the copyright information. So once you put the basic information in, and if I a lot of times if I don't have a title when I first start off a song, I'll just put like unknown, or new song, and just put the date or something so that it's unique from other songs that I haven't gotten titles for, that I'm working on at the same time. So then you have, this is the song title info, but then you go to the lyric editor, and this is like a word processor. So now you come in here and you can set different things. It's got the font size, and you can indent it. I usually use a ruler. There's a ruler built in here in which you can use it to indent. Which, did I hit it? Yeah, there it goes. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. So you can use the ruler to indent things in here. But so I'll come in and and it's like a word processor. So I'll just come in and write the song. Come on, why is this taking so long here? Here we go. I'll come in and I'll write the song like as if it's in a word processor. But the great thing that I love about this, and oh yeah, let me show you real quick, is that with the way the Rhyme Genie works is that if you highlight a word, and hit this, it pops up the Rhyme Genie. And then here you've got different choices. You can make it like closer to perfect rhymes, or as you move away from perfect rhymes, it'll give you near rhymes and stuff like that. And then once you pick them, you can pick them, and once you pick them, you can actually pop them back into Tunesmith. So anyway, but that's Rhyme Genie. But my biggest thing with this program and that I love is that when you decide that you want a lead sheet, you just highlight everything, take it, and you copy the lyrics into the chord sheet section. And now the chord sheet section has a guitar chord section that you can pick your chords. Like for instance, if I go over here, can you see that? I'm right over here. If you over here, and you've got your choices of different C's that you can pick and choose from, or you can actually make your own. You can add, because I do a lot of alternate tunings, and I also do partial chords. And so a lot of times I don't want the whole chord or the standard chord in there, so I'll come over here and I'll create my own chords, the chords based on around that root, around that thing. And then once you pick your chord, the way you do it is that you just come here, click on it, and then you just drag this into, and let me see, can you see where I am right here? I'm going to drop it right in here where last is. You drop it in there, and it'll pump in there in a second. Did I do it? Yeah, there we go. Wow. I know my computer's going a little slow right now, but it drops it in there. Golly, what's taking us so long? Come on. Okay, so we're having some kind of, oh, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so see, right here, it dropped that C7th in there. Okay, so that's how you set up your chords. You figure out where the chord's going to be, where in the lyrics the chord's going to be, and you drop it in. I'm just going to move this out because this C chord is not part of this lyric. But now, once you do that, when you're ready to print it or you want to preview it, you click up here, and there it is. It lays out your chord, your lead sheet, your chord lead sheet. And then the thing is that like these chords over here. Let me go back for a second. Like if you're using, oh, I don't want that one. But if you're using chords, and it keeps track. Oops, sorry. It keeps track of all your it keeps track of all the chords that you've used in your song, so that when you're ready to move to reuse a chord, you just come over here instead of having to find it here again. It keeps track of all your chords here, and you take it, you click, and you bring it over. Whoops. Come on. Okay, so you click it, and it's not working right now. Something wrong. Come on. Anyway, you drag it back over and it drops it in there, and then which I don't want that chord in here anymore. Okay, so now so then when you go to print it, it'll print it out here, but then it'll take all your chord charts, the chord brackets, and put it at the top of the page that you're printing out with. So you've got a great lead sheet, and that's my favorite thing about this program is that not only it keeps the catalog, it keeps all my songs, but then I can make lead sheets that I can print directly from this program. So it's a great program. I love it, as opposed to that other thing, which I can't even think of. Master Writer, that's it. Master Writer. It's called Master Writer, and as a songwriting program, you know, they advertise, well, such and such a person. They have these drop names of these great artists that use it, but that's bullshit. Anyway, but that's kind of a little bit of what I wanted to share of how, you know, when I want to putting down my songs and wanting hard copies of it, that's how I do it, is through Tunesmith and Rhyme Genie. Which the thing too is that with I use Rhyme Genie. It's a good rhyming dictionary, but in the process of learning songwriting, I learned from reading Pat Patterson's book. Pat Patterson set up the degree program at Berklee School of Music. At Berklee School of Music, he set up the degree program for songwriting degree. But he's written several books, and in one of his first books I was reading, and actually he did articles and stuff before that, but just giving how to make rhymes, how to come up with rhymes, and I use that all the time. It's just embedded in my head. So for the most part, I hardly ever use the rhyming dictionary anymore, because I'm able to come up with the rhymes based on this little chart that he made. And you know, someday I may show it to you if you don't read the book before then. But and it's his first book, I think it's called Writing Better Lyrics, or Better Lyric Writing, or something like that. But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, just a little bit. Hanging with me. Let me see. Get rid of this. Let's put that down, and since nobody else is here, if you had any questions, feel free to ask me. But other than that, that was just a short 10-15 minute Hangin' with Oscar, and they'll be this will be on my website. I'm going to put my videos below this, where you can go back and watch them, and certain ones are only going to be available for the Patreon patrons. So have a wonderfully wonderful night. So anyway, let's see, where are we here? Have a wonderful night.